So today I was talking to a marketing guy, right? And the thing is that he's really good at telling stories. And I thought to myself of this is way harder than it looks. Let me tell you that. Right, let's start with this. This is harder than it looks. You see me here and I may seem very comfortable with the camera, very uncomfortable with the camera. Either way, I don't feel comfortable, right? I set all this thing up and it's crazy cool. I got a green screen behind me. I got two lights and a ring there. And I've got this because I wanted to make videos. And I want to make videos because I want to share my story. I want to share my passion and I want to share my achievements in a way. I want to share my games. I want to share the tools I make and I want to share the cool things that you can do with them. But I am not a very good storyteller, or so I think. Let me tell you a story. I am making this super cool thing. Right? You can probably see it now in the background if I am doing a good green screen thingy. If I'm doing a good job with the green screen, you'll see that there are two devices that are communicating with each other and you'll think to yourself, well, gee, that's the internet, that's how things work. But you'll be wrong. Haha, I got you. It is not through the internet that they're communicating, and I will first say it in a technological way and then in layman terms, so to speak. I've basically made a UDP-powered LAN, right? Local area network. So what I've done is that I'm using the Wi-Fi as a carrier signal to transmit data between these two devices. And the way I'm transmitting data is by not using the internet, but the local area network. So the hotspot of one of the phones is actually carrying the signal. One of the phones is the server, the other one is the client, and you can connect multiple clients and they will communicate through a protocol which is called UDP. It doesn't really matter what it is or what it does. What you need to know is that these phones are communicating without the internet. And I think it's super cool. And I think it's so cool that I built it on these two phones. One of them is my wife's phone. And I've started showing it to my friends and to my family. And the response to my passion and excitement was, oh, okay. Which, you know what? Fair enough. It looks to you as it looks to them as a blue screen with white dots. The first time I showed it to my brother, he literally looked at it and was like, so, where's the thing that you want to show me? And I was a bit taken aback, I'm not gonna lie. But this is exactly what I want to talk about. This me being taken aback as a programmer. Because that's what I am. I'm a programmer. I am not a showman. I am not a singer. I am not a mountain climber. I'm a programmer. I make software. I'm pretty good at it. I wouldn't say I'm spectacular, but I do enjoy my job. I love it. And I don't see how people shouldn't love it as much as I do. And herein lies the problem, my good friends, viewers, listeners. Because the truth is that only you can understand how cool you are. And I'm not saying this, because I think I'm super cool. Like I don't. Right? I stand here in front of this camera with a microphone in my hand, and there's a mirror on the other side. I didn't put it there, but it's there. And there's a mirror here on the side, and Jesus Christ, I look chubby. I got this second chin. I look a bit fatty because I am. I work all day, and my work is sitting down, and I do try and run, but whatever. I'm not cool looking. I'm not a cool person, but I think I'm cool in what I do. And I think you're cool in what you do, and that you think that you're cool in what you do. So what is this about? Why am I standing here talking for minutes on end in front of the camera, probably with nobody on the other side watching, or very few people, depending on how clickbaity I make this content. This is about telling a story, and I will tell you a story. I will tell you two stories. The first is the story of Path of Light, a game that I made some months ago, and for which I built a content marketing campaign with a targeted audience that was on Reddit, that was on Facebook, and it was on Twitter. I made a website, I made a blog, I planned and released content on a constant basis, and I got nothing out of it. Very few people bought the game. Of those people that bought the game, I think nobody actually got what the game was about. And I don't want to go all Jonathan Blow on you, just going like, oh my, you didn't get the game, Jesus Christ, no. No, it's like, I made a game that was focused on combat, that also had, guided meditations, but people just focused on the combat. And you know what, it's fine. Because I wanted to make the combat really fun, and I think I managed, and therefore, there you go. People focus on that. But only like 50 people, because that's how many people actually bought the game, which I'm very thankful for, but it doesn't really pay the bills, right? I still have a full-time job. Well, not now. I started a company, but that's different. But still, it doesn't pay the bills, for sure. And I also want to tell you the story of a piece of software, an asset that I sell that's called Gate, which you might have seen as probably one of the most watched videos on my channel, is the trailer for Gate. And there's a reason why. Because even though it's just a piece of software and not a game, not an experience, not something you can, get into and be in a different world, it's just a piece of software. It does a thing, and it does it decently enough. That's it. But why does Gate sell more than Path of Light? Because Gate sells. Let me tell you, Gate sells. At least it oversells Path of Light on a monthly basis for the overall sales that Path of Light made. Like every month, Gate sells more than Path of Light has in 8 months, 9 months, a year, every month. And the reason is because Path of Light was my experience told through the eyes of a programmer. For normal people, for you, for me when I'm not programming, for my wife. But I was telling it as a programmer. I was going at it from the angle of, oh, you know what? I was playing the Star Wars game on the Quest, and I noticed that the lightsaber only glows from one side because they couldn't actually make the shaders to make it glow on both sides, because that would be too computationally expensive. And that means that when I can make it glow on both sides, which I did, by the way, I did it, and they didn't. I'm better than them. That's what I'm saying. Anyways, I did it, so I was like, wow, this must be so exciting for people that I can make a lightsaber glow from both sides. That's fucking, nobody gives a shit, right? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. And that's fine that nobody cares. What's not fine is that I bank my future revenue on that. That's a no-no. That's a big no-no. That's a big no. Nope. No. Gate is different. If you look at the trailer for Gate, which many of you may have seen, you'll see that it tells a story. It tells you what you can do with Gate, what you can make happen with Gate. You run in place, you see me running in place on one side, and you see on the other side what's happening on screen. I created a little world that it's very nice and colorful and bright, and you go through it, and it just clicks, It's a few seconds. I think it's a bit shorter than a trailer of Path of Light. And it's a few seconds of me running in these places, and it just opens the possibilities of what you can do with it. It enables you to tell stories, and it's telling that story of you being able to tell stories through the use of this asset. And Path of Light is not that. Path of Light is my devlog, is my journey through developing a project. I should have told you the stories. That's what this YouTube thingy is about. Tell stories. And I know it's so old, it's such an old concept, but we are programmers. And I'm thinking that if you're watching this, you're a programmer. We're not used to telling stories. We're used to writing code that is cool to us and to show other programmers. And you can probably do that already. You can probably write super cool code, probably better than me. And we need to learn how to tell stories, because that's what makes the difference if you want to be your own source of revenue, so to speak. Like, if you don't want to work for other people, if you want to make stuff, and if you want that stuff to sell, marketing is about telling stories. It's about telling the people who you are. And I've not done that. And I think that's why sales sucked. And that's my advice to you. And that's what this video is about. I'm sorry it took like forever to say it, but I just wanted to give it some context, you know? I wanted you to get it. Because when I got it, and I get it constantly because it's always the same thing, but repetita iuvant, the old Latins used to say in Latin. I hope that this video was helpful to you. And if it was, and this is the marketing catch, this is the marketing hook, please like and subscribe and comment and tell me how fat I look. Or don't, please, actually. And if you didn't like this video, tell me in the comments as well. Because marketing is also about feedback. And don't be mistaken, I'm doing marketing right now. I'm being who I am. I don't have a script. I usually have a script, and I sit in front of the computer and I read the script, and I put on glasses so that like it's a Casey Neistat thing that I think a friend of mine that does cinema told me, so that you don't actually look like you're not looking at the camera. And I'm looking at the camera. I don't have anything in between me and the camera. There is no viewfinder. There is no script that I'm looking at. It's just me, raw, and unbridled. But that's it. I'm doing this marketing, and I'm trying to help you as well do marketing. And if this video does any good, which I doubt, this is going to be a sign that this is also good marketing, even though I'm just here talking to you with a microphone in my hand, with a green screen in the back. Here it is.